Today, we're going to break down Malavika Varadhan's brilliant take on a skill that feels like it should be simple, but let's be honest, it can be terrifying. Starting a conversation with a complete stranger. So let's just dive right in.
No, really, think about it. When was it? The barista who made your coffee? The person at the grocery store? Or, if you're like me sometimes, have you been kind of avoiding it? This question really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today.
Here's a really cool way to think about this. Every single conversation you have, no matter how small, is like forging one tiny little link in a chain. Each one creates a brand new connection. And this is where it gets really amazing. Each of those little links you create starts connecting with everyone else's links. And together, they build this massive, invisible human network. A real worldwide web of conversation that connects all of us. You know, when you stop and think about it, conversation is everything. It's powerful enough to start wars or, bring about peace. It builds every relationship we have, and really, it defines who we are as people.
And this quote just brings it all home. Your best friend, your partner, that coworker you love, every single one of them started out as a stranger. And that relationship began with just one conversation.
So if it's that important, why is it so incredibly hard sometimes? Well, we all know that feeling, right? The hesitation, that fear of rejection, the awkward silence right before you speak. Let's call it the first word floodgates. You've totally been there. You see someone you'd like to connect with, maybe at a party or a coffee shop. You can almost hear the hello in your head, but it just gets stuck. That anxiety, that's the barrier we have to break through. See, that first word is the whole trick. The moment you push past that initial fear and just say hi, it's like a dam breaks. The pressure is just gone, and the rest of the conversation can flow so much more naturally. It's not about being perfect, it's just about starting. Okay, so that brings us to the game plan. How do we actually do this? Well, here are 7 super practical, totally doable ways to make a conversation with pretty much anyone. We've already talked about step 1, getting past those first word floodgates. Now let's get into the rest of the toolkit, which has everything from ditching the boring small talk to remembering the tiny details that make a huge difference. Let's just all agree that the whole "how are you? I'm fine" exchange is a total dead end. So instead, try asking a question that actually invites a story. Something like, "That's a really cool name. What's the story behind it?" You're almost guaranteed to get a unique, personal answer every single time. And hey, you never know where these things might lead. Malavika tells this hilarious story about asking her taxi driver where his family was from. 20 minutes later, he was basically trying to set her up with his son. It's a bit of a warning, sure, but it just goes to show you that a simple question can lead to a truly unforgettable moment.
All right, our next tip is a big one. Avoid the conversation killers. Seriously, nothing shuts things down faster than negativity. Instead of starting with something you dislike, find something you both share in that moment. It could be anything. You're in the same line, you both think the music is great, you're both stuck in the rain. That little Me Too moment, it creates an instant bond.
Next up, paying a unique compliment. We've all kind of developed this immunity to generic words like nice or awesome. They just don't really land anymore. The trick is to give a compliment that is genuine, specific, and something they probably haven't heard a million times. That's the one they'll remember. Everybody has opinions, and most people actually love to share them. So a super easy way in is just to ask for one. But keep it simple. Don't ask about, the geopolitical implications of something. Ask, "How do you like your coffee?" Or, "What's the best thing to get here?" Make it a question that nobody can fail. Now, this might be the most important tip of them all. Put your phone away. Just put it away. Stop trying to multitask. When someone is talking to you, give them your full, undivided attention. Just be there, in that moment, with them. And a huge part of being present is making eye contact. I know it can feel a little intense sometimes, but that's how you actually feel a conversation. When you look someone in the eye, you're showing them they have your attention, and trust me, that is where the real connection happens. And finally, remember the little things. Using someone's name in a conversation is so powerful. It makes them feel seen. But don't stop there. If they mention their dog's name or where they grew up, try to remember that. It shows you are actually listening, and it makes them want to keep the conversation going with you. So, we've got all these tools now, but let's zoom out and ask the big question. Why? Why does any of this really matter? Well, it's because every single person you meet is a universe of experiences, a whole fascinating story.
And this is the profound truth at the heart of it all. We live in a world that wants to boil us down to a headline or a 140-character bio. But we have to remember we are so much more than that. We are complex, we are messy, and we are full of chapters worth reading.
Imagine the world is a giant library. You can just walk around, glancing at the covers, reading the titles on the spines. Or you can have the courage to reach out, pull a book from the shelf, open it up, and actually start reading someone's incredible story.
And that's really what this is all about. The next time you see a stranger, you're not just seeing a person. You're seeing a story that's waiting to be told. So the only question left is, will you be the one to read it?